Hello, this is Alex Sweden again. Once again, I'm gonna make a video on how to do SD stacking. This time I will be focusing on the 4 rows to the left. I've had many requests on how to work it out, and people seem to struggle with this, so I'm gonna try it out. And also I have a new mic now, so it should be sound on both channels, left and right. So what I did was to go to practice mode on Humm. I will add a link below where you can find where to download it. And what you do is you go to practice mode and use some setting there. I'll show it again. And oops. And then you go down here and change T, Z, and L off. This will make the game force the game to give you only the pieces that you usually use on the left hand side, and also it will force some specific situations a bit more that I think you should get used to in order to SD stack properly. So I'm gonna start out with my normal SD or iSpin opening, but since I have more of these pieces than usual, it will look a bit different, but it's still very much the basic structure of an SD stack on the left hand side. So what you can do from here is to see what I'm doing and try to see that, okay, well, I failed now, but that will happen. But I want you to know that I will put some descriptions below to how to do this, but you can, if you activate HTML5 on YouTube, you can actually slow down the video so you can play it at the speed, whatever speed you want the most. But as you can see, I can get a lot of green pieces on the left hand side, and that's really impossible to deal with in the long run. I just wanted to know that this is a good practice for getting used to how to deal with the green pieces, if that's what kills you the most. So that's something that I would recommend you doing. Try this out and see. Maybe you notice that, oh, I always fail with a green or red piece or whatever piece. Not the red in this case, but you get to practice this basic structure and how you do stuff in when stacking. Also, I want to. If you just look at the basics feel of my stacking, you can see that I'm trying to keep the edge very smooth. You see that usually, like I had here now, I had this end sticking up above the rest. Same thing here. This gives me a lot of possibilities. I can do this thing here, put it here, and so I can have another blue piece in here, spin it in afterwards, which is good. Or I have the possibility to put this down here. Now, again, don't put it here because it will give you a hole here. Put this for your eyepiece. Put this here, and again, just as I had here and down here, I have 2 boxes above the rest, but it's on the edge, so it's easy to deal with. If I would have it in the middle, I would be forced to wait for a yellow box to put in here, and I need the orange thing, a piece I don't even have here, or the light blue, to even be able to continue my stacking. Again, I put this here because I see if I put the yellow piece here and the light blue piece here, like this, once again, I have this situation. And now I can do this, what I was talking about before, by putting this green thing. You can see that I'm doing the same thing here. And again, oh, well, I have a green piece, it sucks. And yeah. And let's do it again. You see, I think you can see in my games that this happens quite often right now. And I just plan along, see, okay, I can put this here or here is a good, generally. Both of these are the best. You don't want to put it in the middle here. But in this case, this is better because you can see you have the blue piece incoming. So you can hold this and put it here, and you see I have good place to put my yellow boxes all the time. Now I get a green one. Well, I could put it here, or I could just switch down to this, and well, I'm here again. And you see now this is what I was talking about. It's a bit trickier to do like this, since you really you force yourself to do certain things to continue on with the stacking. Another thing that you might encounter, like in this situation, is that you're forced to put something somewhere. Then you can do this. I never think of if I can put something here. If the distance between the green, the middle part, and the left part is so long as it's here, you can always fix that eventually, if you know some tricks. So I just do this automatically if it's a long distance. If it's a short distance, you need to calculate it or like think about it. But if it's a long distance, just put it here, there, if you don't have any other options. Let's try it again now. Once again, I'm going with ice pin opening, and again, I could put this here, and then put the yellow here, and put that there. I could do that, or I could go for this structure again directly. Both would have been fine, I think. But this is better, in my opinion. Now I have the same flat surface, and this thing is still there. And I see that, well, let's see. I can put this here, and I will have to be forced to do this. And as I said before, well, this is a shorter distance. You should try to calculate, can I do this? But in this situation, you're forced to do this, so don't even think about it. You just do it, and then you see, okay, I won't be putting these pieces. I mean, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is don't overthink it too, because if you're forced to put something somewhere or abandon your SC stack, and if you're in a single player mode, you don't want to abandon it. You're trying to get a high score, right? So you're aiming for the perfect run. So you just put it where you have to put it. I mean, it's not. Yeah, you just have to. Oops. Yeah, I could have spun it in there, but I didn't know how. Let's see. Again, here I can put this down here first, but let's see. If I do this, it's easy to manage and think about it. Yeah, sure. I have this thing again. And both of these will give you kind of annoying. Well, this is better than this, so I would go for this in a normal game, or this is this is better actually, but you might not think about it when you're playing. So just try to keep even stack, because you can see I seldom end up with a weird stack like that stacks up high on one end and lower next. Here, if I can plan along and see, okay, I get the right pieces afterwards. So here, I switch it over and do this, because I can see I can get this basic structure once again. Here, it's a bit more tricky. I mean, I just have to do like something like this. So let's see this in practice in a normal game. See, I couldn't do my normal ice pin opening. It's weird. Well, now I started without thinking, but you see that I put two pink thingies here, and that's generally something that you always want to do. But I won't go into the start too much here, because I have other guys for that. So I will continue on and skip through the beginning and not comment too much on that, because we're focusing on the left side part here. So what's important there is to think what is important, right? You can do this, because then you keep the middle part good, but this is not your priority. The middle part is not as important as the left side. So here, if you're in a situation where you have a piece that you need on two places, put it on the left side. That's like almost always the case. So I put it here, because then I can just throw in some more pieces to get the stack even. And the reason for this is that the left side is 4 rows. I mean, you have much more space to put in pieces here. So if you start focusing on this, you will end up with a very high middle part that will ruin your game. But here you can put in some more pieces. So this, if you have two places where you want to put something, like the yellow box down here, I guess, yeah, here. If you would have put it here, then you can't do anything with this side of the stack at all, really. You have a few things you could have done. Now the game will end. Well, that sucks. Can I pause? No. So let me adjust the goal time. So what I'm trying to say is that you should focus